Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. And for anybody that might be new here, welcome. I hope you will find lots of help and inspiration here on my YouTube channel and my website, which is applelover53.co.uk. So today I'm going to be making a card using the Happiness Abounds stamp set, and I'm just going to be using one stamp, and it's this one here. It's actually bigger than it's shown on the front of the stamp set. I think the images are shown at 90%, it says here, so you can see this is bigger. Now, I've not made this card, so, you know, if it works, then this video will be coming out to my YouTube channel at some point in the next month or so. So my thinking is I'm going to use a piece of Parakeet Party, which is one of our new 2022 in colours. This is A4. I've cut it straight down the middle on the short side, so on the 8 1/4 side. So it's 4 1/8 wide. I've scored it at 5 7/8, and that's going to give me 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. That's my base card, but I'm going to have it this way, so it opens like so. I've got a piece of basic black, which I'm going to put on the front. Now this has been cut at 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, but I don't know whether I'm going to cut it down. I think I'm going to leave it. My only thinking was if I made it smaller, I could put a piece of designer series paper behind it, but I'm just thinking that I might actually just use it as it is and nothing else. So I'm going to be doing some stamping, and I'm going to be using our Whisper White ink pad. And I'm going to be heat embossing with white heat embossing powder. Everything that I'm using will be listed underneath the YouTube video, but if you head over to my website, there's also a link under the video, and go to the blog post for the day that this video goes live, you'll see a picture of the finished project and everything will be listed there. The blog post has picture links, so you can see a picture of what I've used. So for example, the stamp set. You can click on it and it'll take you straight to my Stampin' Up website. So this is my thinking anyway. Don't know, as I say, whether this is going to work or not. I've also got a piece of the Parakeet Party scrap, because I'm also going to stamp on this and emboss it and fussy cut this out, but I'm going to use my ScanNCut. But there are dies that will work with this stamp set as well. As I say, everything will be listed under the video. So I'm going to ink up this stamp, and I'm going to put the first one kind of full on the piece of basic black, like so. Then I'm going to come over and I'm going to come off the page on the left and on the right, and I might even put a small section of the stamp there. So that's what I've got so far. So now I'm going to ink up the full stamp again, and I'm going to stamp this onto the piece of Parakeet Party. I'm just going to bring in my tray and my white embossing powder, and I'm going to pour this all over there and just flick the excess off. And I didn't use my stamping buddy to wipe over the card first of all, because that helps to take away like any fingerprints or anything you may put on the card. So I'm hoping that this will be okay and I'm not going to get too much powder sticking where I don't want it to. That actually looks okay. So I'm just going to pop these on one side for now, and then I can put all that embossing powder back into the container when I've finished. So I'm just going to bring in my reverse tweezers and hold my piece of card. I've got my heat tool over on the right hand side, so I'm just going to heat it up to start it to get warm, and then I'm going to set these two in place. Now you may not be able to see this because my heat tool doesn't stretch as far as I would like it to, but and it might go noisy, so I may have to kind of mute the volume for a minute or two. Okay, so I'm not sure how well you're going to see that, but that has now turned from powder to like a white solid outline, which is what I want. I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'm going to do exactly the same with my piece of black. Okay, so I've just stamped it again and embossed it just to save some time. You can see the difference. This one's a lot more whiter than this one. It was just I didn't have enough ink. This is actually a brand new ink pad, but I've had it years and never used it. So it probably just needed needed me to press a little bit more. So that's what I've got so far, and that's going to sit on there. Now, my thinking is with this one, I'm going to put this in my ScanNCut and I'm going to fussy cut around it. But as I say, there are dies that go with this. So I'm just going to place this on my ScanNCut mat. So I'm going to say scan, direct cut, save into the machine, start. And I'm just going to send the piece of card through that's got my white embossed flower on it. Wait for that to recognise. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to drag in the drag handles to isolate my flower. I'm going to say preview. So it's picked up something. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to add an offset of 0.4 so that gets rid of any of those bits in the middle that it had picked up. So hopefully this should be okay. There's a couple of odd little places there I can see, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say start and cut. And hopefully it will cut around my embossed flower. As I say, if you've not got a ScanNCut, there are dies that will cut this out for you anyway, but I'm just using my ScanNCut. Okay, so that's finished. So I'm going to remove this from my mat. Bring you back over here, and there's my flower. So my thinking is that I'm going to put the black base onto the Parakeet Party, and I'm going to layer this up on top. So I've got a tiny little bit there that the ScanNCut thought was something to cut out, and it isn't. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to cut that tiny little bit away. As I say, I've not made this, so, you know, we're just flying a bit by the seat of our pants. So that's kind of me thinking about how it's going to look. Now I've got some baker's twine in the ink colours, and we've got Parakeet Party. I'm wondering whether I should wrap some of this around here a few times as well. I may or may not use this, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe like that and that on top of it. I'm not really sure. Or let's try it this way. Maybe like that. And tie the knot up there. Let's try that. We'll see. Can always take it off if I don't like it. Might kind of spread these out a little bit like this, overlap them a bit. I'm not sure, as I say, whether I'm going to like this or not. And then I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. And pop this over where I stamped the full flower. That's my thinking. You know, it's fairly simple, but we'll see. So there's a bit in the design here that's got this kind of bump out, which I think is that. So if I line that up over there like so, that should sit on the top. And if I make my bow a little bit smaller and trim away the tails. So this is what I've got kind of so far. And then I'm going to put that on there like that. So it's a nice simple card, black and white with a little pop of colour, and then obviously you could stamp a greeting or something, whatever you want. I'm going to put this one flat, I think. But I'm going to put lots of adhesive because obviously it's been embossed. And I've got bits of embossing powder all over the place. So that's going to go like so. And then, just to keep with the colour scheme, I'm just going to bring in my Parakeet Party matte dots and my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to pick up some of these matte dots and just scatter them around my card. I have 2 big ones and a little one. So just let me put these out of the way. That's today's card made using the Happiness Abounds, just this one stamped image, and just stamping it in black and white, heat embossing it and putting it on the Parakeet Party card. As I say, you can add a greeting on or a greeting down here. I'm just going to leave it like this for now because I'm not sure what I'm actually going to use it for. And, you know, you could add a white layer inside if you want, but Parakeet Party is light enough that you could just stamp in, you know, stamp inside or write inside it. So I hope you like that project. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.